Hi legends and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to explore wallets and how to store your crypto with the pros and the cons of each. They are not just the two that you have in mind, it's not just exchanges and MetaMask. Essentially there are few more, and these can range from paper wallets to hardware wallets to multi-signature wallets. So let's just dive into this right now. Before I explain one by one the pros and the cons, it's also important to understand what they are for. Let's just imagine that you have a safe that contains your crypto. You need some keys to open it in some sort of way. So these keys are the private keys, or usually they are also reformulated as a passphrase or anything like this. It's between 12 to 24 words, it can be a 64-digit code, it can be in many forms, but this is basically the private keys to your safe. Keeping them secure also means that you will have secure access to your cryptocurrencies on demand whenever you desire. Now, exchange wallets are the first one because it's clearly the easiest and the one that leaves you less possibilities of access in case the exchange does not want to. What does this mean? Exchange wallets essentially means that you are having them in the wallet connected to your exchange account. So you are on Binance and you're having your wallet in which you buy your crypto and they are there. Usually it's the spot wallet in this case. Secure unless Binance gets hacked or goes bankrupt or starts doing something malicious, and for Binance I also mean OKX, Gate.io and all the others. This is safe from this point of view, so if you're a beginner probably it's the safest option. But on the other side, you are not actually owning the private keys because they are owned by the exchange that guarantees that they are not going to do anything wrong with it. But in the case of FTX, for example, something went wrong instead. Or alternatively, you can use software wallets. Software wallets, the most notorious, it's MetaMask, and then just very closely followed by Trust Wallet, which by the way doesn't have a great customer service anyhow, so I would rather consider MetaMask for it instead. This software type of wallet can be through an app or it can be like in the web as well. It can be like an application that simply runs on the web. This has the upside that you own your own private keys, but a couple of downsides. The first downside is, of course, if you lose the keys, you lose the access to the safe. And second, this one needs a hot wallet type of storage, meaning that it's online all the time. So if something happens, the hacker have 24/7 to actually hack your account down. So if that's really big, maybe they are quite motivated to do so. So yeah, you also need to consider this, and also remember addresses with whatever is inside the wallets can be seen just using the public address. So if you make a transaction and they see the public address, then they can double check. You can check where transactions were moving, and therefore you can also see basically all people's amounts of money anywhere. I mean, also be careful about this, but if you're not having like millions, then probably you don't need to worry about it particularly. I quite like hot wallet storages because of course they are the one that let me access my money faster and all the rest. You just need to be safe and sound in the way that you're storing your private keys. I really recommend you not to keep them online if possible, or if you do, to have a lot of layers of extra security for this. Heads up. So if you really want to be safer than the software wallet, because software wallet of course can be hacked by having some malware installed while you are surfing the web, or some phishing attacks, and then you lose them. It happened to me as well, unfortunately. So heads up. Otherwise, you can use hardware wallets instead. And hardware wallets are essentially USB pens. The most notorious is the Nano Ledger X. They are simply USB pens that store half or all the private keys outside of the web. So your tokens are not touchable unless you are connecting the pen. But likelihood is you are connecting the pen to make a quick transaction, possibly using the VPN to not even be caught on your real world location, and then you are deconnecting them just after the transaction is done. So usually they are better when you are having quite some money and they are quite secure. The downsides are a couple. So you might be paying that 150, 250 for having the USB pen essentially. So that's not completely ideal. If you don't have any backup, then you're screwed. So that's up to you the way you play it. Of course, if you are storing your own bank information essentially by yourself, it can be as safe as it gets. You need to play it outright. Another type of hardware wallet, but a little bit of a fancy, unexpected one, is the paper wallet. So like the one that I saw that I had in hand were basically notes with the Bitcoin symbol, the Ether symbol, like dollars, like with the Bitcoin. And I thought it was a joke, but actually these ones hold the private keys. So this is another way to store offline your cryptocurrency. And then usually with the Bitcoin ATM, for example, you can simply scan the QR code and then take them out, for example. But it's a little bit curious to think that you have one note made out of paper with all the risk associated to that actually stores your cryptocurrencies offline. Think about it, this is literally like having quite some green in the end. And yeah, it's a little bit strange, so I don't know if I really want to do this. I would rather go for hardware wallets, frankly. I feel a little bit safer. Or you can also have something kind of that will live in the future that is not that normal at the moment. You can have multi-signature wallets. So see it a little bit like a bank account which is co-owned with your wife. You are to accept, both of you need to click accept for the transaction on the phone at the same time, or both you need to authorize that the transaction can go through with that retailer, and then it goes through. So there are usually different amounts of private keys, say 12 words, 12 words, 12 words, for which either you own all of 3 of these and you need to put one set, either there are more people that are doing this. So for example, if you're putting heritage in Bitcoin and then you want kind of a joint signature, instead of having the joint signature, you have the joint access to that account to approve that transaction. This is something that not many people know, but I think it's worth considering as well for stuff that is not the classic trading. So if you have like a very important collection of NFTs, including your legal documents or stuff like this, you might consider this as well. I hope that this helped, and let me know what's your choice in the comments below and what you use the most for storing your cryptos, and see you next video.